Good morning and welcome to day 29 of Janu Daily. It's another day, it's another sourdough loaf. I have high hopes for this one, so it better not let me down. We've been cold proofing for a while, so let's see what we're working with. There's not much that'll make you feel like you have your life together when you most certainly don't have your life together. Like getting a sourdough loaf into the oven before 7 a.m. when the oven has to preheat for an hour before you put it in. I say that, and yet there's still chaos happening all around me because every single living creature is awake in my house right now. And that I don't really understand because I used to have a kid that slept until 8:30 in the morning. He doesn't do that anymore. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Whoa. That's a loaf. She rose. That's a loaf. That's a loaf. Like, she's not flat. She smells good too. But all of them have tasted good. Oh, I'm so proud. Okay, it's been about 2 hours, so I think it's about time that we cut into that loaf, mostly because I'm hungry. I'm happy with that. I'm not mad at that at all. That is definitely my best loaf so far. Oh. And she's like squishy. She's got like a good fluff to her. I'm happy with this one. Oh, yay! I knew by the end of the month I would get it right. Now whether I could do it again, I have no idea. But this is also with the Instant Pot proofing, where I proofed for 4 hours in the Instant Pot, and you guys saw in yesterday's video how it stuck to the parchment paper and everything. Just goes to show you, trust the process, and having a good, strong starter matters. Because I think that was part of my issue before, aside from like underproofing things and then overproofing. RIP to the liquid loaf. Liquid loaf. That's a password. If you don't know anything about like me in real life, there are random combos of words that end up coming out of your mouth for whatever reason. Most of the time it's because you have a child and there are things that are super normalized that are not normal at all. And when those things happen, I'm like, that's a password. We have lots of family specific inside jokes that are passwords. But anyway, the 4-hour proofing in the Instant Pot definitely worked. Now I'm gonna eat this. Made myself a little breakfast sandwich out of the sourdough with egg whites mixed with a little bit of cheddar cheese and then a little slice of like the microwavable bacon because we ain't fancy. We might make our own bread, but we are not fancy. You got it? Good job. Have not tried the bread yet, so we'll see how it does. Oh my gosh. I feel like that did it. I feel like I finally got it. I'm really happy with that. That tastes so good. The sun is like beating down on me, but I got out of the habit of doing this over the holidays because our Christmas tree was like blocking this section of our room. But oh my gosh, I forgot what it feels like to be walking while doing like mundane tasks or like even writing. I don't know what it does to like, something happens in my brain, and I'm sure it's scientifically proven. I'm sure if I looked, I could find research on it. And maybe it's because I am not officially diagnosed. I am on medication that does slightly treat ADHD in women, not for that reason. But as we were going through the evaluations for my son, I was starting to like notice there are quite a few similarities, and that kind of thing is hereditary. My husband most certainly does not have any of these quirks. So it's very likely that I am somebody that has some type of ADHD. And if you are, walk while you're working. It eliminates that feeling of like, do you need to fidget while you're working, or like you sit in all kinds of weird positions and then your back is hurting. Like the rhythm of walking just makes such a difference. And I just have this little rolling desk from, I think it was from Amazon, maybe it was from TikTok Shop. I don't remember. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. But the walking pad was like under 200 bucks, and it's made such a difference in my productivity, and I used it so much again before the holidays. It just makes everything feel, how do I explain this without sounding like I need to see a doctor? Ordinarily, everything in my body feels like it's like moving, like tingling, buzzing, vibrating. When I'm walking and working, everything inside my body and my brain feels still. There has to be something to that. I might need to see a doctor. I need to see a doctor. But anyway, I am working a little bit before it's time to transition to getting the kiddo down for a nap and all the kind of school stuff for the afternoon. Also, yes, do I still have Christmas lights up? I do. These are the only remaining. My son won't let me take them down, and I don't hate them. So we're just now that family that has red Christmas lights in our den at all times. I'm okay with being that person. We make the rules here. It's our house. We can have Christmas lights up as long as we want. So I'm actually currently working on, and I'd be very curious to know how you guys feel about this, but I am working on launching a weekly pep talk type email that my vision for it is like you and I having a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning and just sort of setting everything out on the right foot, making sure your heart is good, your mind is good, your tasks and to-dos are good, and giving you a little bit of like an oomph and some encouragement and some positivity. And like eventually my hope would be to like bring people in from the community to like highlight certain joys that they've got going on, to kind of like spread that love and positivity around. That's kind of my thoughts. So I'm working on what this could potentially look like. I'd love to know if this is something you would sign up for. I'll leave my like sign up for my newsletter down below. I have quite an audience in my newsletter, like in my newsletter thing, just from my years of doing content online. But obviously it wasn't for this, so I may lose some subscribers by doing this, because that tends to happen when like you go dormant for a very long time and then suddenly you show back up in people's inboxes. They're like, yeah, no, I don't want this. And there's no judgment there. Like it's so ridiculous that I'm even thinking of starting an email, because I don't want emails. But there are a few emails that I love getting, and most of them are from other creators that make me feel a certain way that I want to feel. And so, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below if this is something you would be interested in. I'll leave a sign-up sheet down below. It's just something I'm toying with. I feel like if I think too much about it, I'm not going to do it. So I have to find that balance of like making sure I'm planned and prepared, but not so prepared that I talk myself out of doing it. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, if you have been on the fence about a walking pad / rolling desk combo situation, let this be the confirmation you need to make that happen. Especially in the winter months when it's dark 90% of the time I don't live in a neighborhood with sidewalks, so I will die if I try to walk when my kid's asleep. So yeah, I love it. In case you are ever looking at somebody's life on social media and you think to yourself, like, I know everything about them. They share so much. Their lives look a certain way and everything just seems so hunky-dory. It's not. I can assure you, it's not. There are things going on behind the scenes when the cameras are not on that are the same as everybody else. That is the result of our elderly dog who has just completely lost all, I don't know that she knows what planet she's on, if I'm being honest, like as sad as that is. And as mad as I want to get right now, it's fruitless to get mad because she doesn't know how to like exist in this environment in the way she used to before, because that cognitive awareness is just gone. So I'm gonna let her inside after I get this cleaned up. But I did just want to like share a moment of realness. Not that I don't do that anyway, but just know if you're watching someone on social media, even if they're sharing so much, there's so much happening behind the scenes. Like at any given moment, the camera's only on for a certain number of minutes a day. There are 24 hours in a day. God willing, you're sleeping for some of those. Maybe you're not. I don't know your life. But the cat is displeased. And so am I, because there was sourdough starter in there. And that turns to cement. So this is where I'll be for a while. We are making at-home like Chipotle bowls. We make this a lot. I make a few modifications. Basically, honestly, things that I learned from Michaela Thompson. Every time I share her, I can't ever remember her last name. You would think by now I would look it up. I'll link it down below. Anyway, instead of using rice, I use toasted cauliflower. Well, toasted cauliflower rice. And then, what do I do first? I do the meat mixture the meat mixture I always make that I got from her recipe book. It's regular taco meat with like the seasonings, or if you can make the seasonings yourself, you can do it that way. But then she also adds, she drains the grease off, and then she adds half a thing of enchilada sauce and half a thing of refried beans. Those basically just add a little bit of protein and a little bit of like bulk to the meat, which is so good. I love the way refried beans taste. And then from here, I also add taco sauce, a little bit of queso. It's fine, it's not gonna kill you. And then at the very end, like once everything's all combined and like heated up, I will add some lettuce. And it's very good, super filling. I do also eat it with tortilla chips because it's Mexican food. Listen, I know I have a problem. There are worse things to have a problem with than baking another loaf of sourdough. Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes. I think this might be the first time that I almost forgot to end the vlog. Anyway, as you can tell, I am getting ready to crawl into bed. Honestly, it's way past my bedtime. I should not have prepped that other loaf. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's not like we don't have sourdough. But I now want to see if I can, now that I've done like the Instant Pot bulk fermentation and figured that one out. I say that, I've only done it once, but I feel like I've got a hang of like the idea of that at least. We're gonna try like a regular bulk fermentation overnight, because initially I was like, I'm just gonna set an alarm and I'll get up to shape my dough in the middle of the night. That's insanity. Like that's in the middle of the night. Like if you're setting an alarm to shape your dough in the middle of the night and you're not making a loaf for any particular reason, like I get it if like you waited till the last minute and you have an event and you promised a loaf, whatever. This is insane. Like I need to be stopped. So we're gonna try the regular bulk fermentation. Let it just hang out on the shelf overnight, see how it does, and see see if I can't get a grip on that process. But anyway, I'm actually gonna go to bed now. If this content resonated with you at all, or you just feel like we could be friends, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know if you have anything that you're currently hyper-fixated on, because clearly I'm hyper-fixated on sourdough. I need to be stopped. I need to be stopped. This is a problem. I'm having fun with it though, so whatever. Anyway, I'll see you guys all again tomorrow. Bye.